and this will be backed up by the people I introduce you to. The strategy lowers risk and enhances yield from shares. It can be used in your self-managed super fund, and ladies and gentlemen, this is where we get most of our business from. Now, I know that everybody in the room, there's not a single person in the room who's over the age of 55. You're all very young, I can see that very clearly. But is there anybody in the room who might just know somebody reasonably close to them who's over the age of 55? Okay, and keep your hand up if you might just know somebody who's really close to you over the age of 55 that has a reasonable amount in their self-managed super fund. Okay, if you've got your hand up, you're going to love what I've got to say tonight. Because the vast majority of our clients who trade this strategy are in a very similar position to that. They realise that they've got $300,000 or $400,000 in their self-managed super fund. They're 56 years old, they want to get out of work, but they realise that $500,000 isn't going to cut it. You know, if you put that into a normal investment, you get like, $20,000, $25,000 a year, and they know that they've got, 10, 15, or even 20 years worth of work in front of them. But once they understand the power of the strategy, they realise they've got the $500,000 in their superannuation fund, and over the age of 55, if it's set up correctly, you can get it basically tax-free. They can pay themselves an annuity that looks very, very attractive, and indeed for many people, it's actually more than they would get by earning. And once people get the power of the strategy, they soon start to understand it. Also, the risks are generally less than just holding shares. Anybody own shares in the room? Okay, so for everybody with your hand up, this strategy actually lowers your risk from owning shares. So that's got to be a good thing as well. The Magic Moo Cow explained, let me explain the story for you. I think that you got most of them. The Magic Moo Cows are simply the shares, and their golden milk is the income that can be generated by writing calls against them. A covered call is selling the right. Now, if you haven't written anything down before, this is the thing that I want you to write down, because this is the definition of what a covered call is. So grab your pens and start taking notes. That is that a covered call is selling the right to purchase your shares at a higher price than they are today on or before a date in the future, usually 1 month. So a covered call is selling the right to somebody else to buy your shares at a higher price than they are today on or before a date in the future. It's a pretty simple concept to understand.